Tashmad Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Narayana Gosvāmī Mahārāja Śrīla Gurudev ki jai. Nityalpa Vishnu Vishnupad Ashtatarashta Tashmad Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Vāman Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Nityalpa Vishnu Vishnupad Ashtatarashta Tashmad Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Swāmī Mahārāja Śrīla Prabhupāda ki jai. Nityalpa Vishnu Vishnupad Ashtatarashta Tashmad Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Swāmī Mahārāja Śrīla Prabhupāda ki jai. Nityalpa Vishnu Vishnupad Ashtatarashta Tashmad Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Keshav Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Nityalpa Vishnu Vishnupad Ashtatarashta Tashmad Śrīla Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Gosvāmī Prabhupāda ki jai. Nityalpa Vishnu Mahābhagavat Śrīla Gaurkishora Babaji Mahārāja ki jai. Nityalpa Vishnu Śrīla Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Nityalpa Vishnu Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannath Das Babaji Mahārāja ki jai. Shri Rupanu Gauḍīya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Patadasha Raghunath Shri Gosvāmī Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Nama Chay Shri Hairas Tha ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Vaja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Bharata Giriraj Mahārāja ki jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki jai. Shri Amuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Today is Nityalpa Vishnu Vishnupad Ashtatarashta Tashmad Śrīla Bhakti Ballabha Tīrtha Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Tadiya Shubha Tirabhav Titi ki jai. And this is something that I just found out right before I started this video. Ramananda posted on his Facebook account. Today is the first day that my Gurudev's 25 years ago, in 1996, May 5th, is the first day my Gurudev set foot on Western soil. It was also Liberation Day in Holland. So, Jai, Shri Gurudev's coming to the West for the first time. Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bo. After our reading today, the article, we'll read something by Śrīla Bhakti Ballabha Tīrtha Gosvāmī Maharaj. Let's see. Haribol. What happened to my connection? Okay. Looks like my internet's... Anyhow. Sorry about the delay. Yeah, there's a storm going on right now, so that's why the connection keeps on going up and down. And hopefully we can get through this. Now it seems to be working. Wait. Haribol. Haribol. Not very loud, is it? Let me try without this. Usually the Madanga gets really intense when I don't use this mic on the headphones, so that's why. Okay. Gangeya champeya tarir veninde rochi prabha snapitatma vrinde Panduka bandhu dyuti divavaso Vinde namaste charanaravinda Pimpadarote taramandahasya Nasagramukta dyuti dipitase Vichitraratna Varanashiyade Vrinde Namaste Naravindam Samastanta Shiro Manoshi Krishna Vrindavanatanya Tanvi Tattadikare Rishabhanapur Tarakaya Pallava Pushpa Bringa Brigadi Birma Tava Keli Kunja Vrinde Namaste Charanaravindam Gauḍīya Tuttena Nikunjayono Atyutkayo Vilasa Siddhi Tatsobhakam Kena Niruchatam Tadvrinde Namaste Charanaravindam Rasa Vilasho Vasatishta Vrinda Vanitare Shangri Saroja Seva Labhya Chapumsam Tripaya Tavaiva Vrinde Namaste Charanaravindam Tam Kirta Ravindam Bhaktivedānta Aparada Lakshay Chitashtam Kamadita Prabhupāda Vrinde Namaste Charanaravindam Vrindashtakamya Śrīla Padeva Vrindavanartisha Padabja Vrindam Saprapya Vrindavananitya Vasam Tarimaste Bhata Vrinde Namaste Charanaravindam Vrinde Namaste Charanaravindam Jaya Vrinda Devi Vrinda Devi Vrinda Devi Jaya Vrinda Devi Vrinda Devi Shri Keshavashtakam by Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī. Nava Priya Kamanjali Rachita Karnapura Shriya Vinidratarte Kalita Shekare No Jvala Tarojvasita Yuddhika Kratita Valguvai Kakshaka Vraje Vijayina Vaje Vipina Deshata Keshava Dishangi Manikastani Pranata Shingi Pingi Kshane Mridanga Mukhi Dhumale Shabaliham Sivanshi Priye Iti Sasura Vikula Taralama Vayantam Mura Vraje Vijayina Vaje Vipina Deshata Keshava Kana Pranaya Meturan Madhura Narma Goshti Kala Vilasa Nilayan Vilad Vivida Vesha Vedyotinam Satyena Kila Saraya Patishuha Sayantam Gira Vraje Vijayinam Bhaje Avipina Deshata Keshavam Shamambo Kanika Vadi Taravidida Kantantara Samuda Giri Dhatuvir Alikita Charupantankuram Udanchara Limandale Viduti vidambi vagralaka Praje vijayanam paje Vipina deshata keshava Nibaddhanavatarnaka Valivilokanutkanthaya Nathat Kuraputanchalan Alugubir Bhuvam Bindatim Kalena Dhavala Ghatam Lagu Nirvartayantam Puro Braje Vijayinam Bhaje Vipina Deshata Keshava Padam Katati Birvaram Virachayantam Advashiyam Chalattarala Nainchiti Nichayatu Nito Prasaja Marula Hari Chanchale Kritatukula Churanchala Praje Vijayinam Bhaje Vipina Deshata Keshava Vilasamurali Kala Dvani Viroda Sanmanasa Shanara Kila Ballavi Opulakayantamantavihe Mohor Vidadatam Hridi Pramuditan Shagoshveshware Praje Vijayinam Bhaje Vipina Deshata Keshavam Upetapati Sundari Tati Virabhirabhachita Smita Kurakaram Pitar Natarapanga Bhangeshata Stanastavaka Sanchara Nayana Chanchari Kanchala Praje Vijayinam Bhaje Vipina Deshata Keshava Idam Nikila Ballabha Kula Mahotsavo Lasana Kramena Kilaya Puman Patati Shushtu Padashtakam Tamojvala Diyam Sada Nijapadara Vindadvaye Ratim Dadada Chanchalam Sukayatar Vishaka Saga Praje Vijayinam Bhaje Vipina Deshata Keshava Praje Vijayinam Bhaje Vipina Deshata Keshava Praje Vijayinam Bhaje Vipina Deshata Keshava Praje Vijayinam Bhaje Vipina Deshata Vipina Deshata Keshava Jaya Keshava De Keshava De Keshava De Jaya Keshava De Jaya Keshava De Keshava De Keshava De Jaya Keshava De. I'm just curious. Does it sound okay when I play mridanga without the mic on my headphones, just with my computer? Because I remember before once the mridanga was overpowering. Anyhow, I guess I can check later on also. So this, oh shoot, let me close this. This is what we'll read after we finish this article by Śrīla Prabhupāda. 1 second, let me open it up. Wait a second. Yeah, this is it. The Most Compassionate Avatar, Part 2. So this is continued from Rays of the Harmonist, number 6, cartoon 2006. Sorry, number 16, cartoon 2006. Put this one down. All right. So may the son of Shrimati's. Okay, we'll sing. We'll first say the verse. Anarpita charim chirat karunaya vatirna kalo samarpayitomo noto jala rasam sva bhakti shriyam haripurata sundaraduti kadamba sandipita Sada hridaya kandaris puroto vasa chinandana. Actually, no, that's the wrong meter for that. Okay, anyhow, sorry about that. It's from Vidagdha Madhav 1-2. May the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, Shri Gaur Hari, forever manifest spontaneously within the innermost core of your heart. Adorned with the radiant splendor of molten gold, he is descended, Avatāra, in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy, to bestow upon the world that which has not been given for a long time, the beauty of his own brilliantly radiant Ujjvala Prema Ras Bhakti, service in the highest mellow of amorous love. The most compassionate avatar, appearing in English for the first time. How the last article ended, just so that we get an idea below. Let's do that. I always like to know the context, like, here it is. So first, Srila Prabhupada spoke about this verse that we're speaking. Then, yeah, this is so beautiful, this article. But let's see how it ends. Okay, so he went through how degraded this age of Kali is and how much need there is to spread this mission of Mahaprabhu. In this way, a picture of the age of Kali has been painted. Seeing this, we can understand why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to Sri Ramananda, Varnashram dharma eho bahya, age kaho ad. Varnashram dharma is external. Please speak something beyond this. How can the people of Kali Yuga practice Varnashram dharma? For them, everything is in jeopardy. Okay, so that was that's how we ended the last one. Where is it? Oh. The perversion of Varnashram. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita 4.13, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Chaturvarnyam maya shrishtam guna karma vibhagasha. I created the 4 social orders based on the divisions of guna, qualities as influenced by the modes of material nature, and karma, the subsequent proclivity for work. It's not letting me zoom in. 1 second. Oh man, preview is not working for me. 1 second, I need to close it and reopen it. Sorry guys. Oh God. Sorry. Sorry about this, guys. There. Okay, now it's working. All right. Alright, so I created the 4 social orders based on the divisions of guna and karma. The modes of nature, their qualities is influenced by the modes of nature, and their proclivity for work. Anything created by him cannot be destroyed. For this reason, in the age of Kali, all 4 social divisions, varnas, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, which are based on guna and karma, are extant. But there have been alterations to their hue, or certain given aspects. What's extent? Sorry, still in existence. Okay, extent. They're still in existence. But they have been given alterations to their hue on certain given aspects. All right. The system of Varnashram Dharma, as delineated in the scriptures, solves, beyond doubt, the problem of birth and death, since its aim is to achieve the favor of Lord Vishnu. The currently imperiled system that has produced a perversion of these 4 varnas, or class distinctions, now represented by political diplomats, soldiers, capitalists, and the general mass of skilled and unskilled laborers. Oh God. It's produced a perversion of these 4 varnas. Our current system is a perversion of these. Sorry, I'm having a hard time reading. Okay, previously the Brahmins competently used their best intelligence to serve their fellow man by solving the problems encountered in human life. Now, politicians have taken the position of Brahmins and are using their best intelligence to execute plans for their own selfish benefit. The only result for society will be disaster. The current military system is a perversion of the Kshatriya class. It is the duty of the Kshatriyas to give the people protection, but they now suck the very blood of the mass of citizens in every state by imposing upon them unbearably heavy taxes for their personal squander. The present capitalists are a perverted representation of the Vaishyas, who customarily accumulated wealth to execute the will of Vishnu. But now, amassing vast amounts of wealth for their own sense gratification, these capitalists are the cause of the many problems that have arisen over the globe in the form of selfishly motivated political creeds. Yeah, it's everybody in politics is now all Vaishyas and greedy Vaishyas. We don't even have any Kshatriyas anymore. And finally, the simple laborers are the perverted representation of the Shudra class. They serve the capitalists who are exploiting them for their own ends. All the while, they groan and resort to politics to force the capitalists to solve the problems related to their work. Thus, although the Varnashram system has not been rejected altogether, as some would like, the entire system has been perverted and complex due to the human tendency to transgress the codes of conduct. Thus, a peaceful atmosphere that supports progress in the human form of life has been intentionally jeopardized. The authentic Varnashram Dharma has been fossilized, and its perverted counterpart is incapable of pleasing the all-pervading Godhead, Sri Vishnu. Consequently, no one can escape the police action of material nature, regardless of how expert he is in manipulating it through material science. Thus, when Sri Ramananda Rai raised the question of Varnashram Dharma, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at once rejected it, saying that in regard to pure devotional service, Varnashram Dharma has no value. There is no hope for demoniac Varnashram Dharma. Out of compassion, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this age of Kali, Karunaya Avatīrna Kalo. It therefore follows that his unprecedented gift to humanity is not accessible through Varnashram Dharma, even if one strictly adheres to it. In this context, we must consider 2 points. The first is that in this age of Kali, it is of no use to follow a crumbled Varnashram Dharma that is adaiva, or demoniac, in which one's birth determines one's varna or social order.
no particular benefit can be derived by reinstating such a shattered and crumbled system. By remaining inclined towards his Daiva Varnashram Dharma, there is no hope of achieving devotion to the Lord, Bhagavad Bhakti. The second consideration is that within the present system of Varnashram Dharma, there is no benefit even if one meticulously adheres to it. This is because by following it, one's endeavors to serve the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu is based on identifying with one's external false ego. Thus, the benefit of following it is nowhere close to the gift bestowed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Indeed, with this understanding, Sri Rupa Gosvāmī addressed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Mahavadanyaya, the most munificent incarnation who bestows Krishna Prem. The supremely pure Varnashram Dharma, which complies with the principle that someone's Varna is determined by his guna and karma, not by his birth, is known as Vishuddha Deva Varnashram Dharma. For one who abides by its principles, gradually it becomes possible to attain sadhu sangha, association with saintly persons. The power and influence of this sadhu sangha alone becomes the means to attain Krishna Prem. Right, so that's the goal of all of our Varnashram Dharma that we follow, is that we get sadhu sangha, association with saintly persons. It's the fruit. Mahaprabhu's munificence. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquired from Sri Ramananda Rai about the goal of life, the sadhya, and the means to achieve it, sadhan, with the sole intention of precisely ascertaining the process to attain Krishna Prem. In their discussion, they carefully and systematically analyzed the subject in order to establish that Krishna Prem is the transcendental, inherent dharma, the occupation of the jiva, and that it cannot be accessed by ritualistically following the principles of the scriptures, or by accepting the ordinary conceptions of the common man. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will bestow his mercy upon the living entities of Kali Yuga to the extent that they are degraded, and to that extent he grants them the topmost gift. As the most munificent incarnation, he has appeared in this world to do just this. Thus, those who cannot avail the opportunity provided by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's quality of great munificence shall without doubt remain deprived forever. The crux of this matter has specifically been delineated by the Mahārājas, our highly exalted sages. With the intention of teaching it to us, Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati Pad has said in Chaitanya Chandramrita, text 46, Vanchitosmi, vanchitosmi, vanchitosmi na samshaya, Vishvam Gora Rase Magnam, Sparshopi Mamana Bhavat. I have been deprived, surely I have been deprived. The whole world became immersed in love for Sri Gaur, but alas, my destiny is such that not a drop of that love has touched me. Following and helping others follow are one and the same. Anarpita Chirim Chirat. This topmost of all benedictions, which reveals to the jiva his transcendental natural dharma, and which can inundate the whole world, has not been bestowed for a long, long time. If we contact it, bless you. If we contact it, but are unable to understand Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings, or even if we can understand them, but do not try to help others understand, then surely we will be deprived of this love for Sri Gaur. In order to give us a firm and thorough understanding of this subject matter, Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati Pad used the term Vanchitosmi 3 times. I have been deprived, I have been deprived, I have been deprived. Following the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ourselves, and helping others to follow them, are one and the same. Srila Kaviraj Goswami wrote the following about Srila Haridas Thakur. Apane achare ke ho na kore prachar, prachara kore na ke ho na kore na achar, achara prachar namer koro ho dui karya, Tumi sarva guru, tumi jagatera arya. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila 4:102 to 103. Some persons behave properly, but do not preach the glories of chanting Shrinam, whereas others preach, but do not behave according to the principles. In relation to the holy name, you both behave in an exemplary way. You have, ideal achar, and you preach to others, prachar. You are the guru of all, for you are the topmost devotee in this world. Since achar, practice, and prachar, preaching, are one and the same, they should be simultaneously and actively cultivated. Those who maintain that spiritual maturity is an essential prerequisite to preaching do not have an admirable conception, because preaching is identical to kirtan. Bhakti has 9 limbs, or 9 kinds of practice, and the limb that excels all others is kirtan. It is through this one practice alone, kirtan, or preaching, that all the other limbs attain purity. Indeed, this was Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's teaching to us. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the most munificent incarnation, imparted the same instruction. He commanded one and all to perform the function of guru everywhere. He is apprised of us of this order as follows. Just want to see it. Kind of know what apprised means, but put a price on that he's valued, highly esteemed. No, that's not right. Oh, verb there. No, okay. Anyways, he's apprised us of this order as follows. Jare deko tare koho Krishna upadesh, Amara agyay guru hoyatar edesh. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 7:128. My order is to instruct whomever you meet to follow the instructions of Sri Krishna as given in the scriptures, which advise one to worship him. In this way, become guru and deliver everyone in this land. If Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur Prabhupada had waited for his disciple preachers to attain perfection before he engaged them in acting for the welfare of others, his system of preaching would have unfolded quite differently. With the aim of revealing the glory of Sri Gaura's potency, he personally transmitted that potency to ordinary persons, who generally were only fit to perform menial work, even by the standards of the material world. By thus engaging them in preaching activities in the form of Hari Kirtan, his mission attained success. Yeah, my dad, I think when he joined in 1970, I think, immediately he was made temple president and was giving the classes every day. Like from the very beginning, just after he found out who Krishna was, he was all of a sudden had all this huge responsibility. That's how Srila Prabhupada engaged everybody like that. Because that was a practice. His simple and pure message. Mukam karoti vachalam. Mukam karoti vachalam. By the mercy of Sri Guru, even a dumb man can become the greatest orator. We had the opportunity to directly witness this. How can a dumb man become a great orator? If one preaches the pure, unadulterated teachings of Sriman Mahaprabhu, then and only then is it possible. But the moment we mix his pure teachings with even a few words of our own speculation, it marks our greatest misfortune. This act alone becomes the root cause of our complete destruction. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not come to teach anything abstruse that would be difficult for the common people to comprehend. If he had done so, the statement Jagat Plavan, inundation of the whole world with prem, would have no truth. He is certainly more intelligent than each and every one of us, and he knows how to make the fallen souls of Kali Yuga best understand his high-level teachings. Indeed, his teachings are comprehensible by all. Still, our misfortune prevails. First, we do not accept his teachings. Second, to impress others with their prowess, we mix something of our own with them. This behavior has been observed in groups like Sahajya, Aul, Baul, and Kartabhaja. They have inserted untruths into the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As a result, they have become overcome by mundane inertia and rejected by pure Vaishnavas. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur vigorously strived throughout his life to ensure we understood their contrived conception of Dharma is not the Dharma propounded by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Only the endeavor to spread the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in a simple manner, while being careful not to manipulate them even slightly, will be our sole bhajan. But if a person waits till he becomes perfect before he disseminates those teachings, he will be deprived of the service of preaching. Indeed, he will remain in that immature state throughout his whole life. Offering without love. Even if we fully lack the capacity to understand the pure and simple teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if we just pass them on, carrying them to the next person like a load-carrying donkey, we will still receive Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's blessings. This is, of course, provided we do not alterate those teachings with any of our own mental speculations. Wow, this is awesome. Even if we just do it like a load-carrying donkey, we will receive Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's blessings. That's like very hopeful, you know? Doesn't matter if I'm an idiot. Still, I can, we can engage in this service to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If by following his instructions to the slightest degree we attract even his mere glance, which is full of compassion, karunya, then we will undoubtedly attain something far superior to the fourfold goals of Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. It is to be understood that the benevolent benediction of the most compassionate incarnation is the most exalted of all attainments, yet it is achieved even by a meager effort. In his conversation with Sri Rai Ramananda, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu informed adherents of the Karma Kanda section of the Vedas who maintain the notion that spirit can be synthesized with matter, Chid Jada Samnayavad. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu informed all these karmis that Varnashram Dharma is ineffective. For their benefit, he then said, Age kaho ar, please speak something more than this. Then, inspired by Sri Mahaprabhu, Ramananda Rai spoke the next highest truth. Krishna karmarpan sarva sadhyasad. To offer Sri Krishna the results of one's action is the essence of all perfection. Yet offering the results of one's activities in this way is not the means to attain Krishna Prem. To convey this, Mahaprabhu said, Eho bahya, age kaho ar. This is external. Please tell me of a conception higher than this. Offering the results of one's activities to the Lord, karma arpan, dispels one's conception that Sri Vishnu is impersonal, or featureless. One may then have realization that Sri Bhagavan is a person, but still, the means to achieve Krishna Prem remains very far away. The conception of the absolute reality of a person who offers the fruit of his activities in this way may be limited to the understanding that Bhagavan will always accept his offerings. But if someone makes an offering without being inspired by Bhagavat Prem, he is unable to offer the fruits of his activities in the real sense. It is not possible to offer one's hard-earned money for the service of Sri Bhagavan if one does not have love for him. Without loving him, one cannot offer anything to him in the real sense, and one's self-identity will be external. I am a donor. Nonetheless, the very words karma arpan, offering the results of one's activities, will faintly resound in one's ears, making the following impression on the mind of the spiritual practitioner. Sadhak. When I have offered this, the Lord can accept it. If he can accept it, it only follows that he can eat and also give blessings. Certainly, therefore, he could not be devoid of features. The awakening of this type of understanding invokes a mood, a bhav, that can rescue one from the grip of impersonalism and help one become established in a personal conception of Bhagavan. Yet this realization of personalism is somewhat gross and far from the quest from the supermundane personal reality of Prakriti Savishesh Tattva that Sri Gaurasundar intended to bestow. Since it is not possible to achieve love of God, Bhagavat Prem, through this type of karma arpan, offering the results of one's activities, Mahaprabhu also rejected it, labeling it external. He then requested Sri Ramananda Rai to elaborate further. To be continued. So we made it from Varnashram Dharma, but no, Mahaprabhu rejected that. And then to Karma Arpan, offering the results of the fruits of all of our activities to Sri Krishna. And that also is external. So tomorrow we will hear what's next. So this is written by Srila Prabhupada in 1956. In Srila Bhaktivedānta Keshav Gosvāmī Mahārāja's magazine, Shri Gauḍīya Patrikā, year 7, issue 2. All right, so now let me see if it's still running. Okay. Oh. Just so you know, we can see a blue screen and a little inset version of you, but not the article. That is strange. Huh. Anyhow, I can see it here. Anyhow, so Rup Manjari, she sent me this to read about her Guru Mahārāja, whose disappearance day it is today, Srila Bhakti Ballabha Tīrtha Gosvāmī Mahārāja. So we'll read this in his honor of his disappearance day. Speaking Harikatha. Here's a picture of him. Before I joined the institution, I had the impression that whatever I learnt in the schools and colleges should be excluded or forgotten, because all these teachings were for material benefit and had no connection with spiritualism. In fact, in my life in the family, I had no aptitude to speak to many friends and to recite or speak in any meeting. I used to hear and did not speak. After joining the institution, I had great interest in hearing Harikatha from the most revered Srila Gurudev, and Gurudev used to take me with him everywhere at a stretch for a year, and he wanted me to write letters as per his dictation. His Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Dait Madhav Goswami Maharaj. By that, I had the opportunity to know many answers of the questions of the aspirants. After 1 year, all of a sudden, he ordered me to speak in a meeting at Sri Shyamananda Gaudiya Math in Medinipur, West Bengal. I was perturbed because I had no aptitude and no capacity to speak in the meetings. I thought that delivering speech was not a qualification of worshipping Krishna. If I would have known earlier that the qualification of delivering speech is also required for Krishna bhajan, I might not have joined the institution. I became unbalanced on hearing this direct order from most revered Gurudev. Due to spiritual obligation, I had to stand in the meeting, and I was incessantly praying for the grace of Nityananda Prabhu to rescue me from this peril. I could remember the first hymn written by Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur and Sharanagati, and explained that for 15 minutes. I was a bit astonished how I could speak. This is really it's really following what we just read from Srila Prabhupada, isn't it? Even if we don't feel ourselves qualified, but still we just do it. It's really. After that, Guru Maharaj used to order me on several occasions to speak in the meetings. To remove my doubt, Guru Maharaj said that aspirants of devotional practice should not have the aptitude to deliver speeches, but they must do Hari Kirtan, meaning that they should recapitulate what they have heard from Guru and Vaishnavas. Exactly what Srila Prabhupada was saying also. We shouldn't mix our own ideas and things, but we just have to, just say what we've heard. The target of speaking should be for the satisfaction of Krishna, and not for any other ulterior motive. Hari Kirtan is the highest devotional form in Kali Yuga, which is confirmed by Srila Jiva Gosvāmī. Yadyapanya bhakti kalo kartavya tada kirtanakya bhakti samyogena eva. Although practices of other devotional forms are proper in Kali Yuga, it should be done with kirtan bhakti. One can speak about the glories of Sri Hari after hearing from a bona fide devotee. Ado Shravanam. First, hear. Without hearing from a realized soul, nobody can properly perform kirtan bhakti. In the explanation of the verse of Gita 4:34, Tad vidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tatvadarshinaha. This is our verse for memorizing today in our shloka group. So in that verse of Bhagavad Gita, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur has interpreted pranipat, or Sharanagati, as follows. One who hears Hari Katha intensely from a Shuddha Bhakta actually has submitted to the Supreme Lord Sri Hari. Even in the highest transcendental realm, Goloka Vrindavan, the foremost devotees, the gopis, they relish the sweetness of the name, form, attributes, and pastimes of Sri Krishna, always afresh. Narration and also hearing of the glories of Sri Krishna never becomes stale. That transcendental sweetness of Sri Krishna always remains afresh and new. Entrance to that transcendental realm is only through hearing. Here in this world, sound is the finest element. But in the transcendental realm, sound is the first appearance of getting contact of the transcendental reality. That transcendental sound is designated as Shabda Brahman, which is completely distinct from material sound. Sound emanating from material egos is material sound, but sound emanating from transcendental ego is transcendental sound. Srila Bhakti Ballabha Tīrtha Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Ah, that was beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing this, Rupanjali Didi. It is 9 o'clock now, so I'm going to end with a kirtan. Yeah, and the Vaishnav's humility and sincerity, that's really came across in this katha by him. Oh, I'm just curious, I haven't looked this up yet, but Pure Bhakti May 5th. I'm just curious if there's any katha. No. Okay. Oh, wait. Now I was seeing if we could find the class that might, because today is, if you missed before, today is the 25th anniversary, this day 25 years ago was the day my Gurudev first stepped foot on Western soil. He stepped foot? No, wait. Okay. But this is a class from today, no. May 5th, 2004. No. I wonder if you can find it. Sorry, could you just give me a second here? Holland, May 5th, Pure Bhakti. Wait. It's written like this. 05, May, Pure Bhakti. Let's see if we find something like that. No. Anyhow, doesn't matter. Okay, let's just end with the kirtan.
It's 9 o'clock.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जय, श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मरण मोहन जू की जय, नितिल विष्णु विष्णुपाद अष्टतर शतस्मात् श्रील भक्तिवेदांत नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय, नितिल विष्णु विष्णुपाद अष्टतर शतस्मात् श्रील भक्तिवेदांत वामन गोस्वामी महाराज की जय, नितिल विष्णु विष्णुपाद अष्टतर शतस्मात् श्रील भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, निखिल विष्णु विष्णुपाद अष्टतर शतस्मात् श्रील भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय, निखिल विष्णु विष्णुपाद अष्टतर शतस्मात् श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, निखिल विष्णु महाभागवत श्री गोविंद बाबूजी महाराज की जय, निखिल विष्णु श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय, निखिल विष्णु वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबूजी महाराज की जय, श्री रूप नवगौरे गुरु भारत की जय, श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ, श्री जीव गोपाल पददास रघुनाथ शारद गोसाई प्रभु की जय, श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गोपाल वृंद की जय, नाम जय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय, प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय, सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदत्त गिरिराज महाराज की जय, श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय, श्री मुंदेवी गंगा देवी की जय, श्री तुलसी महारानी गंगा देवी की जय, श्री भक्ति देवी की जय, श्री पूर्णमासी गमाया की जय, श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय, नित्य रूप विष्णु विष्णुपाद अष्टतर शतस्मात् श्रील भक्ति बल्लभ तीर्थ गोस्वामी महाराज की जय, तदीय शुभ तिरुभाव तिथि की जय, श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. My Guru is setting coming to the West Ki Jai. Shri Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhaktivedānta Ki Jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Vrindaya Tulsi Devaya Priyaya Keshavashacha
Krishna Bhakti Padadevi Sattvatai Namo Vaksha Kalpatarivishta Kripa Sindhu Vyaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Dandavataras. You're the only one here watching Rukmini. I mean, sorry, not Rukmini. I have to say Rukmanjari. See, it's just you. One person. Alright, Haribol. I'm going to end the video now.